I'm curious to know this as a question for you both, because this is something I've done numerous times, and I'm curious to know if you've ever done it as well. Where I've gone and I've even typed out an entire post on LinkedIn, got to the end of it, freaked myself out, and then never posted it. Has that ever happened to you? Because I think you can apply that as a metaphor to even sales conversations, right? Should I do some prospecting calls? No, freak myself out. I'll leave it XXX. You know, you're back into something else and we distract ourselves away from it.
Being extremely transparent, the answer is no. I've never experienced that. And I think that's why when I tell people that they just need to post content, that they look at me like I have 67 heads. Or the first time that my business partner, Jeff, watched me tell somebody in a training course, yo, you have to post. It doesn't matter what it is, you just have to. And Jeff and I, we joke about this all the time, but Jeff and I got back in the car and Jeff's like, you can't tell people this. Well, then I said, Jeff, go look at my feed. And then about a day later, Jeff called me like laughing over the phone, like, all right, I looked at your feed, which, you know, because sometimes it's important to make an ass of yourself or to do things. It's extremely important to do things that cause vulnerability no matter what. And that stage of my life, especially, I had lost my father and I had nothing else to lose in those moments because that was the most important thing to me outside of my wife and now my son. And so for me, it was this realization of, you know what? I'm going to start posting content on LinkedIn because I started in late 2016. I think the first time I was with you right there, Steve, when you were talking about writing out the post. I think the first time that I was ever sitting there doing that and I was about to post it, that I said to myself, what will people think? And like a flash of lightning, you know, my father's voice echoed in my head and said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, so I think that that's something that I've never had to personally struggle with, but I think 90% of the people that I interact with that don't post on LinkedIn consistently, and even the 10% that do post on LinkedIn consistently, they have all felt that way to some extent, whether it be before the post, after the post, you know, or like what about putting it up and for about 10 minutes and getting that one comment that's like, this is, you know, malarkey, you know, these things are stupid. That's not real. Boom, you delete it thinking like, oh, I'm an idiot. I don't know why I did that. Well, I left all those. Bro, you could go back into some of my posts and see some crazy stuff of people just nagging at me. You're stupid. You're wrong. You're an idiot. But it doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Dale, it's interesting to hear you say that you don't do what I struggle with, because our results on LinkedIn are very different, as in you're crushing and I've got a long way to go. So I think that's interesting. That's a lesson for us all, that if we be courageous in our actions and we almost transcend it, because knowing you, Dale, I think there's probably a transcendent nature to the why you're doing it, not just because you're like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to put it out there. You know, like there's a legacy piece about it. There's a true service piece about it. So I think it's really interesting.